At Studio 1A, I'm Amy Robach along with Lester Holt, and coming up we're going to have the latest developments in that investigation.
Also, we're going to talk about a case on a story that got a lot of attention here last week. We showed you the internet's
that update. All right, but first we have those developments we first told you about tied to missing Florida toddler Kaylee Anthony. NBC's Mark Potter has the update.
And we want to switch gears now and get another check of the weather from Chris Cimino.
Given the shape of the economy and the looming holidays, a lot of Americans are getting by on a much smaller budget. But one area we often cannot afford to skimp on is health care. But believe it or not, there are steps you can take that could save thousands of dollars. Good morning. And you've got several tips for us this morning, and we should point out these are tips for everyone, from retirees to the boomer generation to young adults.
Younger, older, boomer. Right.
The next step is something I have on my to-do list. I've gotten my kids the flu shot, but you say every adult should get the flu shot. Thanks so much. Some great tips. Coming up next, they are more than just cute birds and
They're the oddest little creatures, aren't they?
I know, I love how they waddle, but you know, it's sad. They say the little penguin is unable to expel heat efficiently, so with the rising temperatures, it's a big concern.
But apparently they're making the adjustment to a warmer climate, and they continue to deal with the stresses of the water and stuff, but it's a real concern.
Yeah, but it is a beautiful thing to see. They had great seats, didn't they, for that show?
They did. We'll be right back. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Amy.
I want to start briefly with this news that we just heard from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, saying that they're going to give people a break from foreclosure starting November 26th through January 9th, a suspension of foreclosures. Barbara, what does that mean for the
process? So it's a good thing, but there are many finally on the housing front.
All right, let's get to some of those questions. Barbara, many people will say such a bad option. But Jeff, becoming a landlord can be a very stressful situation, I imagine.
Look, get those 3 competitive brokers. Make sure that you get references and call them, for heaven's sake.
Jeff Gardier, Barbara Corcoran, thanks so much. Great advice. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Coming up next, Twilight. We brave the
Hogwarts, make it vampire.
Right. It's the
same
new Harry Potter.
Kind of Have you ever stood in line for something, for like overnight for something?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, really?
No, have you?
Of course not me. I thought you just seem like the type that would have. I meant that in a nice way.
I'm passionate, but not that
passionate. Time for a commercial break. We'll be back, but first these messages.
Good morning.
Good morning, Amy.
So does the Boy Scout motto, be prepared, really play into this one? If you know what you're going to do and you know what you're going to say ahead of time, it might diffuse some of the situations.
It's a big issue to be prepared, and what I like to say is always talk to your spouse ahead of time about what's private and what's public, so you don't have your dirty laundry about your new financial issues, health concerns, children. Just prepare what you're going to say and not say.
We asked some of our viewers to head to our website with some of their questions or situations, and here's an excerpt from one of the emails we've received. They speak volumes. Lori Pune, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
You're welcome, Amy.
Tomorrow on Under My Skin, coping with adult sibling rivalries. And up next, do you know